What's going on, YouTube? It's Bluntzilla Video back with my thoughts on the 2019 Child's Play film. This is a movie that I've been looking forward to for a long fucking time. Uh, I just, I'm a diehard fan of the series, especially the first three. My love kind of starts dwindling down after the third film, but I've seen them all. I own them all. I'll own this one when it comes out, and I gotta say, I did enjoy this film. I thought it was good. Like, I didn't fucking know it was coming out until like a couple of months ago. I was like, oh shit, they're making a new fucking Chucky film. Like, goddamn. Hopefully it's not gonna fucking suck dick, and it didn't. There was a couple of things that I would have changed, or like character traits that I would have switched up a bit. Mainly my biggest gripe in the film was with the cop, Mike. I just, like, to me, like, he did the thing that I hate the most in horror films. I hate, in all films, as a matter of fact, I hate when somebody points out that something's awkward. Just like a quick little story here. This is spoiler lid. This is fucking full of spoilers, by the way. There's a scene where Mike is sitting at the table with Andy and they're talking, and Mike gets up and he goes to takes the dish to the sink, and when he comes back, Andy's gone. He's booked out of there, and the cop's like, "Oh, and I'm talking to myself," and that's awkward. Like, one of those kind of things. Like, I fucking despise that. I hate it. It's just, I don't like that stuff in films, and that was like really my only gripe. Like, that one fucking stupid thing, like that character trait, you know. And he was like that throughout the whole film. Like, he was kind of badass near the end, like fucking shoving Andy around. It's like this fucking like 300-pound big fucking 6'4" dude, like shoving around this little white fucking kid. But it was, that was basically it. My only problem with the film, other than the way Chucky looked, I thought he looked like dog shit. But I got used to it very fast for some reason. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, "What in the fuck?" And then after like 10 minutes, I was like, "Okay, I can ride with this for sure." And I did throughout the whole film. I thought it was pretty enjoyable. There was some really cool deaths. I was so fucking surprised at how much I enjoyed Andy's performance, or the kid that played Andy. I just thought his performance was so good. He kind of reminds me of a younger version of that kid that played Baby Driver. Like, he has like that kind of face to him, like almost like that, like, and mentality where it's like he's in his mind he's older than he is in his physical appearance, or you know what I mean. Like, he just seems like he's kind of got his shit together for a kid in a way, if that makes sense. But I enjoyed his performance. I thought that the mom was pretty decent. I've seen her a few other. The movie that I know her from is she was in Bad Grandpa, or Dirty Grandpa, with Robert De Niro and Zac Efron. She plays like the sluttiest fucking girl of all time. So uh, I was like, okay, this is kind of random. They got like that chick. I know she's been in other stuff, but I was just like, what the fuck? They got the chick from Dirty Grandpa to be the mom of Andy Barkley, but she was actually surprisingly pretty good. I mean, her boyfriend, or fucking side piece, or like her piece of ass was a piece of shit. You know what I mean? Total goof to Andy. Like, there was stuff that he kind of like did. I don't know if it was directly in front of the mom, but like she could have definitely heard it, or like, you know, there was so many signs. Like, she was just like oblivious to the fact that her son fucking hates this guy, and I was just like, the whole time I'm like, Jesus Christ, can you get rid of this fucking prick? Like, my God. What's up, buddy? I'm just making a fucking video. But yeah, like that boyfriend was such a goofy fuck. And seeing him die was really fun. And he died in a pretty brutal way. And like, you know, like I hated the character. I thought he was a piece of shit. But I laughed with him, or not with him, but kind of like not at him, but like with him in a way. Like when it's revealed that he's cheating on his wife, and with Andy's mom. And he goes home, he like puts his ring on his finger, he like greets his kid at the door, he's like, "Oh hey, I missed you kids." And then like it cuts to like him climbing up a ladder going, "Goddamn Christmas lights." And like all like it's just so fucking funny to me. Like, to me, that is the kind of humor and horror that I like. Stuff like that, that's kind of just like, you know, not forced. Like, I don't think that, like, to me it wasn't forced. I thought it was good. Now, talking about the other kids, I liked them. I liked it how one of them was like a horror fanatic kind of guy. He had like a poster of Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and he had a poster of Poltergeist 3 on his wall, which is kind of a random film. But I liked that. I liked how Chucky kind of learned certain things that he does in the film by watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, i.e. the face ripping off. You know, one of the funny lines that I thought was kind of funny I thought it was funny. Like, it was funnier when, uh, like after I was thinking about it, but when he says, "This is for Tupac," like they're trying to teach him to like stab this thing, and he's like, "Say this is for Tupac," and he's like, "This is for Tupac," and then later on he kills a guy and he says, "This is for Tupac," and like, I mean, like it could have went both ways, and maybe if I think about it longer, I might go back to my original decision. But I need to see this movie again. I definitely need to see it again because there's just too many fucking things that I was just like too, jazzed or whatever. I just it needs another viewing for me. Uh, Going on to the other kid, like the chick kid, like she was decent. She didn't really do anything that was that fantastic, but these kids were all sort of believable kids in their own way. I mean, like the maybe not like the two main side kids, but like the rest of them, like the I think his name was Omar and like the other kids, like they all kind of like felt like real kids in a way. Um, I really liked how moving on from the kids, moving on to sort of the piece de resistance, the Chucky. Uh, I thought he was good. I thought he was decent. Despite the way he looked, despite the way he sounded. I mean, Mark Hamill, he's got a good voice, but it wasn't really for me. It wasn't really doing it for me. But I could look past it. Same with his appearance. Like right away, I was kind of like, okay, this is how it is. So just take it for what it is and enjoy it how it is. So, and I did. So I'm telling you, there was quite a few moments in there that I was like, this is almost fucking scary, and then boom, they hit you with it. And this might be like the first like big scare, as a matter of fact, now I think about it, and the scariest part of the film to me was when Andy's laying in his bed, and since Chucky is like a smart doll, it's kind of like one of those nanny cams where he records shit. He records everything, and Chucky kills the cat because he thinks Andy wants the cat gone, and he's recorded the cat dying, the sounds of the cat dying, and Andy wakes up to those sounds with Chucky standing in the corner just like looking at Andy, like playing the sounds of the cat being killed. And I think that was just like a holy fuck moment. Like if I was a kid now, I would probably be like, holy shit, like that's crazy. And like I can understand how, like, now that I've thought about stuff for a while, like I can understand how people really like the new It film, and I can understand how people like more modern horror than I like, because like I like modern horror. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like a fucking modern horror snob or anything like that. But I just think that when I watch these movies, it's just if it's not a million jump scares, it's the same plot and formula that I've seen a million times. So that's why I retreat to films of the past mostly. But you know, the new Child's Play, I think anyone could go into that and just be like, you know what, this is decent. Like, remember one thing, it's not a sequel, it's a remake. It's a remake of the original story. And one of my other kind of complaints is, since we lose the Charles Lee Ray element, I just wish they had gave that. There's like a manufacturing plant in Vietnam where these dolls are being made, and it's basically a disgruntled employee that does this, and then he kills himself right away. And it's like, okay, I wish we could have had known more about that guy. Like, we should have made that guy like some sick fuck, or like, some guy that's just like got really bad intentions, and but they didn't really do. It's just kind of like a guy that like fucking is like daydreaming, and then he like loses his fucking job. It's like, what the fuck just happened? Like, I wish there was a little bit more with that. And the same with the pervert fucking like janitor guy, or like kind of maintenance man of the building. I just thought like he needed more time to be creepy, because I thought he could have like really amped up. He did amp up the creepy factor for me, but if you've seen the trailer, you knew he was going to be a creepy fuck anyway. So that's another point that I plan to make, is not watch trailers of movies that I care about seeing when they come out. Like, if I don't give a shit about seeing it, I'll watch it. But if I care, I'm not watching it, because I've been fucked over time and time again watching these trailers and being like, wow, like I just seen the whole movie, and then I watch the movie and I'm like, wow, what the fuck? Like, I've already seen this film through trailer, through fucking 18 variants of the trailer, but at the end of the day, my thoughts on the new Child's Play film was, it was pretty decent. I know I didn't really give that great of a review or anything, but this was more of just like my take on it. So if you have any thoughts on the new Child's Play film, if you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, if you've seen these fuckers, if you want to talk about those, let me know, man, because sound off in the comments basically, and just let me know what you think. Like, do you like this new fucking, do you like the new way that Chucky's coming back? I don't mind it. I prefer the other version, obviously, but I don't mind this. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. I'll buy it when it comes out. I'll wait for it to be like fucking $5, but which might be like a year or two, but that's fine. I do need to see it again though, fucking ASAP. So maybe I'll go see it with my brother, cause he works different times than me, so we'll figure out something. But anyways, thanks for watching, YouTube. That is all. Adios.